Hi guys, welcome to Full Time Devils. I'm Adam McCullough. I am with Adam, Gaz, Stephen. This is the preview of Manchester United versus Liverpool. Our trip to Anfield on Sunday in what is surely a big clash for the top four. But guys, is it a must-win? Stephen, coming to you first.
Of course it's a must-win. It's bleeding Liverpool. Regardless of where we are in the table, regardless of where they are in the table, no matter what's happening, it's the biggest game in the English calendar. Absolutely, it's a must-win. Anyone who says otherwise is an idiot.
I'm asking in the sense that obviously we've got 9 games left of the season. So with Liverpool being 2 points behind us, if we lose this game, is it top four hopes over, Gaz?
No, I don't think so. I think that losing it maybe, but I think we could get away with getting a draw this weekend. I think that a lot of United fans are sort of overestimating a lot of the teams around us. It's like everyone believes that Arsenal and Liverpool are going to win every game for the rest of the season now, and we're just going to drop loads. I think that obviously I want us to win every game of the rest of the season, but it's not going to happen, is it? We're not going to win all of them, but I do think that Liverpool are going to drop more points. I do think that Liverpool are going to drop more points than us going towards the end of the season. I just don't think they're as good as us.
Adam, you agree with that?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's not a must-win, but I mean, it's a massive 3 points. Mainly because we've got the 8 games following that. I think get the 3 points now, and that sets us off massively going into the City game, going into the Arsenal game at the end of the season. If we've got that 3 points on Liverpool, it just gives us a little bit of a buffer. But I mean, I don't know. Gaz is right. I mean, the teams in and around us. I am right. Not always. On this occasion, Gaz is right. And the teams in and around us are as good or as bad, whichever way you look at it, as us. And they're going to drop points as well. So it's not a must-win, but it gives us a massive boost. And if we can get those points on the board, we go into the City game looking pretty good. And we could start scrapping with them, which is a good sign considering where we were earlier in the season.
In the same way that if we won, we're not guaranteed top four. If we lose, we're not guaranteed not to finish top four.
I'd argue that. I personally think if we beat Liverpool at Anfield on Sunday, I can't see us finishing outside of top four. Simply because the momentum that we will have, having beat Spurs with a performance where we feel like things could have just clicked here. If we then go on to beat Liverpool at Anfield, where they've been fantastic for, let's be honest, for the last 18 to 24 months, they've been one of the best sides in the league, then it would be a big achievement for us. And I think we'd go on to stay in the top four. Anyway, moving on. We saw at the weekend, I was giving my 11, and for me, it was 50-50 between Blind and Carrick, and it was 50-50 between Mata and Fellaini. But the other day we saw Carrick, Mata, Fellaini, Herrera, Blind all start. Do you think that's something we can continue with? Go on, guys.
I said after the game that I thought as soon as Louis van Gaal came and I started learning more about him, I sort of assumed that Herrera, Carrick, Mata, Blind, they would be Louis van Gaal players and we'd persist with them a bit more, which is why I found it so bizarre that Mata's not played and Herrera's not played at times. So I don't think it's any coincidence that they've all started for the first time in however long in the same team, and we finally clicked properly. And I think Blind had a good game too. So I'd play all of them again, honestly.
Adam, do you think that would leave us a little bit light? Obviously, we're going into a game at Anfield. If we were to play the same 11, which is likely to happen, do you think it would be a little bit light with Mata in there and Herrera in there as well?
It might be.
We've seen Chelsea struggle.
We've got triangles. We've got triangles, mate.
Triangles.
So yes. No, I mean, maybe a little bit, but who else do you put in there? I don't think putting anyone else in that side gives us any more strength in midfield. We've just not got the player, and I think we found that player in Herrera. In maybe not, like I said after the game, maybe not in build, but in mentality, in the way that he gets about the pitch, and he did that on Sunday. So maybe we need more in midfield, but that's not going to come from the selection of players we've got at the minute. And I think going forward, we are far better, and we need to stick with the team that we saw on Sunday, because if we start changing it and tinkering again with it, I think we actually leave ourselves more open, because we're not as fluid as a unit, and we're not as strong as a unit. And at the minute, not having that strong, Keane-esque player in the middle of the park means we've got to work defensively as a unit, as a team, rather than asking one individual to carry the weight of midfield defensive responsibilities. So maybe, but I think the possibilities going forward completely outweigh not having that player in there, to be fair.
Right, Harrison. Oi, Hassan, you there?
Yeah, mate, go on.
Di Maria, start or no?
I want to answer the last question about the midfield being lightweight.
Okay, you just do what you want then, Hassan.
I'm going to do what I want. When a midfield can play football and keep the ball, it doesn't have to be like full of Vinnie Joneses and players like that. I'm going to read 3 out of 4 players that we used to have in midfield. And you tell me if you think they're heavyweight players in terms of physicality. Ryan Giggs.
Hard as fuck.
Right, but not a heavyweight player. Paul Scholes.
He'll
not a
break your
physical
leg.
player. But not a physical player.
Yeah, no, I'm only joking.
David Beckham, lightweight, technical, not a physical player. That made up 3/4 of our treble-winning midfield. Roy Keane was the only physical player in that midfield, and he was more engine.
Hassan,
really.
Hassan,
Let me finish.
Football has changed. Football has changed. We don't see teams playing with 4-4-2 anymore. We
Exactly.
see
It has changed, and it's become almost a non-contact sport. So a team that keeps the ball and moves it around the pitch has got a way more better chance of winning. And you don't need Roy Keane-esque players. We like it, and we like that sort of energy, but you don't need that midfield hard man. And I think in our back line with the likes of Rojo and Smalling of late, we've got those hard men, if you like, that are going to be physical. And I don't think we need it in midfield. I think we need more players that are going to play the ball on the floor instead of the likes of Fellaini, because Fellaini's physical, but he doesn't really offer that option to keep the ball and look for a real good pass or a through ball or something like that other 4 will.
I kind of agree with you, but then on the other hand, if you look at a team like Arsenal, they've been dying for someone that could actually stick in a tackle and break things up. But moving on, I'm going to go to the teams. Adam, what's your 11?
Exactly the same as on Sunday.
Name it.
So De Gea at the back, Valencia at right back. You've then got Smalling, Jones, and Blint at left back again. Mata out on the right, Herrera, Carrick, Young, and then Rooney and Fellaini. And I think there's 3 talking points for me with regards to the team. If you were going to change it anywhere, and I would change it anywhere, it would be, do you bring Rojo back in for maybe someone like Jones, but then he had a good game on Sunday. Shaw maybe because of the pace of Sterling, but I just don't think he's as composed, and I think Blint did a great job. And the other one is, if you're going to bring Di Maria in for the same reason that we just mentioned about being a possession-based team, I think the only person you replace him with is Fellaini. So you bring Fellaini off and put Di Maria in if you want to be a little bit more attacking in terms of pace. But the team that played on Sunday was spot on, so I'd stick with that, definitely.
Gaz?
Yeah, I've gone for the same team, partly because that's what I want to happen.
We couldn't have...
and partly because that's just what I expect to happen as well. If it was up to me, though, we heard Charlie on a fan cam a couple of weeks ago, and he was proper upset after the Arsenal game. He's proper legend, and he was going on about some of the players don't show enough passion. This is a game where we need the passion, and I would have liked to have seen Raphael in there, but let's face it, Van Gaal's not going to play him. And I would have liked to have seen Rojo back, but I can't see him getting into the team. I don't know if he's still injured or something like that, because I can envisage something happening with Phil Jones on this game, seriously, just in the cup, just giving it away to Gerrard or something. Hopefully not, but I think that you can't go tinkering with your team when it's just come off the back of the best performance in 18 months, really, even if you've got a player like Di Maria sat on the bench.
Hassan, what you reckon, mate? You're sticking with that team, and maybe you can answer my other question I asked you before.
No, I'm not sticking with that team. I think you can. You can make an argument for why he would stick with that team. But I don't want to see him stick with that team. And I don't think he will stick with that team. I don't think Ashley Young should play. I don't think Fellaini should play. I think Blin needs to move into midfield. I'd like to see Shaw start. I'd like to see Rojo start. I'd probably go with pretty much wholesale changes, in all honesty. And move it more to a diamond in midfield where we can keep possession. I don't want to see us pumping balls up to Fellaini because I think Liverpool are going to take hold of that possession and they'll try and hit us on the break. I don't want to see Phil Jones in the team because I think his pace is a worry. And I would rather see Rojo in there ahead of him because I think going up against the pace that Liverpool front line's got is asking for trouble. Jones played excellent at weekend. I'm not taking anything away from him, but he does have a clanger in him, and a clanger.
Well, he got it out the way early on Sunday, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
I once said Phil Jones will be future Manchester United and England captain, and now I feel like I just don't have any trust in him, which says a lot about where he's gone and how far backwards he's gone. But anyway, guys, moving on. Who are the biggest threats from the Scousers?
Hate to say it, but when I watch him, he's one of my favourite young players in the world right now, Raheem Sterling. Honestly, right. Honestly, I hate to say it. At the start of the season, I remember speaking to a bunch of United fans, and they said, and they were going on how Januzaj is miles better than Sterling, and he's going to have an amazing season this season. And I kind of said, sorry lads, but I think Sterling's better. Got a load of abuse for it, and I think he's kind of proved me right. I do hate to say it, but Raheem Sterling, I think he's a fantastic footballer.
I agree with the United fans that said that. I think as a footballer, Januzaj has the ability to be better than Sterling, and I can see where they're coming from. But anyway, carrying on. Adam, who's the biggest threat?
Yes, Sterling as well. But I think their form. I don't think there's an individual player at the minute that stands out. You know, they've not had a consistent striker. They've still not really that's banging form. But I think as a unit, they're playing unbelievably well. And Howson mentioned them having the possession before. I think that's what we've got to try and stop. Because that's where they're going to grind us down a little bit. If we can cut out some of the possession that they're going to have and keep control of the ball, then we'll absolutely hammer them. But if we let them dominate the game, that's where we're going to struggle, I think.
Go on, Alison.
There's one player that neither of you have mentioned. There's two, actually.
Henderson.
No, I'm talking about good players.
Henderson's a good player.
I'm talking about good players.
Go on.
Coutinho.
I got to give it to him. I think Sturridge is a real good player. He must hate United. He's played for Arsenal. He's an Arsenal fan. Sorry, he played for City. He's played for Chelsea. He's played for Liverpool. He must hate United, but he's a good player, and I can give him that. Another good player is Coutinho.
He might not start, Alison.
But he has played, hasn't he? I don't know how long he's played, but he has come back and he's played. I think Brenton will throw him in. The one that I think is the threat.
The big games, Brenda seems to drop him and play Sterling.
The one I think he could be a threat though is Coutinho, because I look at that kid play and I think that is a high level footballer, the top level footballer. And I know Scouser's blowing up a little bit and think that he's this, that, and the other. He is, and I think he's miles better than Sterling. Sterling's a threat because he's got that pace and he can go past someone and he can draw a foul. Yeah, I'm saying he dives. He can draw a foul, and I think that's very likely, especially against somebody like Jones. Against Raphael as well, but I would play Raphael because I love the passion.
In that last game that Liverpool played against Swansea, though, all that Coutinho was actually doing was just firing the same shot over and over again, and I cannot see.
That's because he's in training with Gerrard.
I can't see one of them.
Yeah, I mean, there's potential in.
Whoa.
All right.
Oh, I'm the hostess with the mostess, so calm down, everyone.
Such a dictator, I prefer Sam.
Oh my God.
Coutinho's better than Sterling, but we've only got a few minutes left, lads. So, predictions, please. I got alphabetical order. Adam.
3-2 United.
Gareth.
2-2.
Stephen.
4-2 United.
Yes, lad. I'm going 1-1, and I'd take it now if you gave it to me. Anyway, that's what Gazzy said. Anyway.
I think we're going to smash them.
Howson, make sure you wipe the floor with Redmen TV as well. Absolutely wipe the floor with them.
Sign off. Shut up. Guys, make sure you check out Sky's Fan Zone. Howson will be terrorising Redmen TV on there while United take all 3 points at Anfield. Make sure you check out Pick the Team, Presser, everything that's on the YouTube channel. I'm Adam.
5-0, you've got a windmill.
Comment below. Howson, shut up. See you later.